I do. Did you know fitness?
I don't like people that...
Uh-oh.
Honestly,
Complacency.
Try to
My
be
name is
respectful.
Dysmorphia, and fitness has been a huge part of my life, and I love to share what I know about it. Overall, it's just a way of life.
My name is Tyler. I'm a fat influencer, and on my platform, I like to spread body positivity, mental health awareness, and
What, a what?
fashion. Looking good while fat.
So when I think of the word fat influencers, I think of influencers who are either promoting others to be fat in the same sense that fitness influencers promote fitness.
I don't like people that obsess over being fat, just like I don't like people that obsess over fitness. I'm in my own fitness journey, and a lot of people like it because I'm not the stereotypical dude.
The misconception
Okay.
that the opposite side has of me is that I have some agenda to keep people fat, to promote obesity, to tell anybody anything about their size.
Okay.
Step forward if you agree. I promote healthy standards as an influencer.
I think we need to discuss what healthy means first, because healthy means many different things. So, like, what does health mean to you guys?
For me, I don't focus on diet and weight loss as a tool for health and how I communicate that. I focus on movement and finding movement that works for you, that feels good and is sustainable in your body. Because ultimately, I think everybody would agree, movement is healthy, exercise is healthy. In the fitness world,
I don't understand.
and I myself am a yoga instructor, so I kind of straddle both sides. I think there's an overemphasis on physicality and diet and exercise.
Personally, you know,
What?
I'm a fat...
Well, but what else is left? I'm confused. What else is there?
Physicality and diets. I think there's an overemphasis on physicality and diet and exercise.
Personally, you
Well,
know...
I mean, in the world of fitness, what else is there than exercise, physicality, diet? That's pretty much what it is, isn't it?
I'm a fat guy, and I've been tired of being a fat guy. And I've actually been told that my approach to it is a little bit extreme.
I mean, mental,
so, you know,
yeah,
I'll
but-
do like 24-hour fasts. I'll do intermediate fasting, liquid diets, things
Yeah,
like
I
that.
get it, but that's
Some
not
people
much
say
drink, I
it's
don't
an
think.
unhealthy habit. They say like I got an eating disorder, but at the same time, I am seeing results. I do feel like I can run faster, jump higher, walk longer. I kind of feel like when I hear the term fat influencer, I'm thinking like an unhealthy standard being set. You know, I just can't get behind being complacent.
Well, I want to say that it doesn't mean
I'm gonna say something weird. This is the first guy in, I think, their last like 20 episodes who actually said something that he believes in, that is a strong argument or something strong that is on topic and kind of like against the opposition or whatever. It's been a while we haven't seen confrontation.
complacency, right? So a little bit about me is that I was a 3-sport athlete almost my entire life, went to college and played a sport. And then I decided, I've always been, a big person, and I was able to manipulate my weight because I also wrestled. So I would bulk up for football season, lose for wrestling, and rinse and repeat. Because of that though, now my approach is really just about making sure that you take care of your total self. So your mind and your body, and also just making sure that you check in with, medical professionals. I work in healthcare, and so I don't tend to take advice from people who are not medical professionals.
And I would just like to speak up, we're all different. Yeah, there are fat influencers out there that have unhealthy lifestyles that share it, but that's their lifestyle. There are fat influencers that are motivational, that are trying to lose weight. There are fat influencers out there that just are existing in this world and trying to make it accommodating to themselves and people that look like them. So there are so many fat people in this world, and to label them all a certain way or to put them in a category where they have to perform to make you feel comfortable is disingenuous. It's not good.
Well, that's what kind of upset me. That's why I started my journey at the end of the day, was because, I was depressed. I lost my job in the midst of COVID.
I don't think she said anything.
And I'm unhappy with who I am. And then I see someone on social media that's like, it's okay to be who you are. And I was like, you're telling me that the way I feel is okay, But at the end of the day, I hate how I feel. And so it was kind of out of protest.
A hot take. I don't think he even has to go. I don't think he even has to go there in this argument. I think it's okay to be a certain way, right? But if you're going to be influencing in this regard, then you have to present the whole package, right? You present the whole package. If you sell a car, you say, yo, look, dude, look at the top speed, okay, cool. Okay, what about how it turns? What about acceleration? What about interior? What about how it feels? There's other things. So yeah, you can be yourself. You can be yourself in certain ways, but sometimes there also is downsides or consequences or lifestyle things or certain accommodations that come with it. I think you have to present the whole thing and not just say, "Oh, dude, I'm okay with this." But what is that? There's a lot
that
to
I started this journey, and I'm damn glad I did. At the end of the day, you're doing a disservice to the people around you that care about you, whether it be close, relatives, society, etc.
Like, man, it's good to be yourself, okay? Oh yeah, I think I look good. What's not only about that, there's a lot to it, man. Like your joints. Like your exert things, certain things on your body, like there's a lot to it, man.
And to see someone use a platform like that as a fellow fat kid my entire life, it just pissed me off.
I hear what you're saying and it's valid. I've been fat my entire life. I was a fat kid, fat teenager, fat adult, just fat. And that is not my story. And I see that played out over and over and over again in the world, in art, in TV, in movies, like the sad fat trope, nobody's gonna want you, and that plays into the way we treat fat people, but that is not everybody's story. So I hear that you were sad, you were unhealthy, you were uncomfortable, you were isolated, like we can all relate to that, but that is not the story of every fat person.
Okay.
I am on a journey to like myself in my skin. And that is something I believe is obtainable through hard work and dedication. I mean, nothing else works. You know, loving yourself, quote unquote, made me.
I feel like she's discrediting every argument by the fact that not everybody is X. Therefore, your argument is wrong because not everybody is like that. Lol. And we're not going anywhere with this.
Eat KFC 3 times a day and gain a lot of weight and turn sedentary. Hating myself encouraged me to be different and encouraged me to change my life, and as a result, I've influenced thousands of kids younger than me's lives.
Fat shaming is worse than skinny shaming.
Nah.
When you thin shame?
Nah, I think this is like a black and white thing. In my opinion, I could be wrong about this. Okay, I'm willing to be wrong about this. I think this is an all or nothing. I think it's all okay or okay in certain ways, or you just do none of it. Otherwise, it opens the door for people to do one and not the other, and it opens up a fight and a weird argument for no reason, and it's just weird. It's like it's
somebody,
not right.
It is based off of aesthetic. Like, oh, you're so skinny. Yep. I wish I could be like that. I wish I could eat whatever I want and stay skinny. There are these assumptions we have about people.
Someone in chat says, I can't speak about this in chat because I fat shame. I don't really fat shame though. I poke around and I'm more out there and I get it. So maybe you label it like this, right? But people skinny shame me all the time. I'm more of like a free-for-all in this regard. If people are gonna make fun of me for skeleton Andy, made like a toothpick Andy, okay. I can take it, whatever, dude. Because I know for a fact that sometimes I'll make remarks about X, Y, or Z, and I don't think it's off limits. If society tells me it's off limits and you're wrong, explains to me why, then I'll start reeling back and it will accept none of it. But until then, all of it is moderately okay, I think, depending on how you approach it, as long as it's not malicious or weird. Okay? Because yeah, that's what I'm at, man.
That we don't place on thin people, even if they're thin beyond health. And it really makes it so that fat people are overlooked, and it creates an environment where it's okay to perpetuate hate and even violence, you know?
Being thin won't limit you from being able to shop where you want to shop. You can walk into a clothing store, get clothes right off the rack. sometimes even have excess. You could go up or down the rack. In my experience, those are not my options. I shop online because I wear a size 15.
What the fuck is happening? What?
Being able to shop where you want to shop. You can walk into a clothing store, get clothes right off the rack. Sometimes even have excess. You could go up or down the rack. In my experience, those are not my options. I shop online because I wear a size 15 shoe, because I'm 6'2", and I have a very broad body.
The skinny shaming, you know, there is that backhanded compliment. You know, you see that all the time.
Wait, that wasn't even the question.
But when it comes to the fat shaming, you just see more negative out of it. And I just, you know, it's horrible to see.
But being fat is still taboo, believe it or not.
Yeah.
My partner and I'm a gay man, dating another fat black gay man, and we have gone viral on the internet a couple times. And you know what some of the comments were? Never seen two fat people together. I get pats on the back for posting a picture at the beach with no shirt on. Why am I being patted on the back for that?
Right.
Can the disagreeer step forward?
What?
Well, when I hear fat shaming, skinny shaming, all that stuff, I just think back to like middle school, high school.
But that's a compliment. I'm confused. Well, chat, because I think there can be issues and there can be problems on either side. Is super skinny or fat, dude. There are a lot of there's a bunch of things like. You want me to let Nick talk? I'll let him talk first. Sure, why not?
You know, picking on kids. It's bullying. I believe everyone goes through body dysmorphia. One of my homegirls is a model, and she's always complaining how she doesn't like the way she looks, even though like 99% of all women would probably prefer they looked like her. She hates the way she looks, and she's like, I wish my boobs were bigger. I wish my butt was bigger. I believe, you know, that's the media, that's the entertainment industry, is they have a standard of what, at the end of the day, is desired, I guess, but not everyone's built like Marilyn Monroe.
You said 99% of women would probably want to look like her. That's to me, some of the language that is the problem.
What?
Is that I'm assuming that she's probably of a thinner body,
Fair.
right? Because she's a model, but a lot of women don't. Mm-hmm. It's okay. Your body you are the standard. You are the model. You are the beauty. Like the fact that we think like that already is still what the problem is, and it's still why, to me, fat shaming is worse than the skinny shaming. Because like even our language, I know people just desire this really thin body.
I'm confused.
You know, it's like that's the language in the language.
That's just.
When I get
Wait, that's just not true though. Wait, that is literally just not true.
ready, you are the standard. You are the model. You are the beauty. Like the fact that we think like that already is still what the problem is, and it's still why, to me, fat shaming is worse than the skinny shaming. Because like even our language, I know people just desire this really thin body. You know, it's like that's the language in the language. Guys,
there will always be societary standards or things that people want to have, and people are gonna have goals that, and some of them, I get it. In our times right now, some of them are unachievable through normal things like fake breasts, fake booties. These would be technically unobtainable, right? Because they're actually fake. So some of these standards, I get it, with the big lips and whatnot. Some of them are unobtainable, which is kind of bad because it sets a standard that you can't get through healthy patterns. I get it. That's kind of trash. I get it. But I don't think it's like a one size fits all though, dude. Like, yeah, I don't know, dude. If people want to strive to be a certain size, so be it, man.
When I get negative comments about my relationship with my partner, I kind of like to troll back. For example, if I tweet a picture of us kissing or dancing, people will spew the homophobic slurs and stuff. So I like to then just share more pictures of us kissing and really double down into it and let them know, honey, you know, we're here to stay. The girls are not going anywhere, you know, and just letting them know that I'm confident in myself. I'm happy, I'm in love, and I'm living my life.
I don't think I've ever been shamed for my body. I was always moving. I was always, you know, I stayed fit my whole life. You know, to be a fitness influencer, you have to have that image, that skinny, fit, toned look. That's really not the case. If you have the knowledge, if you have the passion to want to help people with their fitness journey, it doesn't matter. I highly believe that.
I feel pressure to look a certain way.
Yeah, but at the time, I mean, you know how people are though. People like I feel like when they go to watch like a fitness thing, like at the same time, the person doing it on screen is like a reminder of what they're like working towards sometimes. So it can work more effectively if you're an influencer if you are very fit, because people are, as they go and do the exercise, oh shit, oh my, look, oh damn, yeah, I want a booty like that. Oh yeah, I want the abs like this. As they do it.
I highly believe that.
I feel pressure to look a certain way for my followers.
Yeah, you know, I started.
This is like when you guys say, "Oh, the same shirt 10 days." Fuck you, dude.
I'm a fat kid losing weight, man. You know, I got an expectation to uphold. You know, I get people all the time, haters, that are like, "Oh, he's gonna quit, crash diet, blah blah blah." But then, you know, there's kids that tell me, you know, you got me out of bed
By
today.
the way, I disagree. I think this is a very big lack of self-awareness. I feel pressure to look a certain way by your followers. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Everybody, everybody. Doesn't matter who it is. Even people who don't even do fitness, absolutely 100%. Even if it's a little pressure or a lot, it's 100%.
You're
everybody.
the best person on the
can't skip
internet.
that.
Like, I love you. If I can motivate someone, one person a day, to do something, to better themselves, I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep myself going, and that means not quitting, and that means looking a certain way, always developing, always growing. And, you know, because if I quit, I'm letting down thousands of people.
Okay.
I used to feel a lot of pressure, but I think with practice, you get over those pressures, you learn how to deal with it and understand that the pressure is really from yourself. It's internalized. Like, you're thinking about what others think of you, when in reality they could care less. They don't even see.
That's how you
the
process it, but the pressure's still there though.
That's exactly it. I think we should stop worrying about what other people think.
But it's so hard. I mean, like, I could say that every day, and
it is.
I still think about what people think.
Like, it is. We all do. We all do. But that's something that is a good challenge for all of us. You know, that's something that we need to. You really just try. And once we get on that road, it's not easy. We're gonna have days where we're just gonna be like, oh, he thinks, I think. But if we can get past that, even just a little bit, it's just gonna make our lives even easier. You know, just stop worrying about other people. Worry about yourself. Yeah.
I also just feel like, you know, like everybody else, this is my account and you are a guest here. You know, I have had to learn to not be that way. So, and for Nick, I understand that, you know, your social media and your journey is very different. Like, I could clearly see how people or your following would have those expectations for you to continue to lose the weight. It's like, okay, well, we joined this guy so that we could join his journey on his weight loss. So we only want to see him doing the weight loss. Like, you better not like plateau or gain. You know, I could definitely see that.
Well, it's a sense of accountability, and it really helps me keep my shit going. Otherwise, I would have dropped out a long time ago, to be honest. And I don't do like, this is how to do a curl and things like that. I just do like how I feel. I sort of self-deprecating.
This guy's very rooted in self-improvement, so I don't think some of these guys can relate to what he's saying, to be honest.
Outlook on myself and how I feel. And it's sort of like a military style thing. Like, you're trash. Like, you will never be good. Just give up type thing to myself.
I think that's interesting that you say that, because the content that I post.
Because he's using all these things as tools, and it's like it keeps him grounded and it keeps him going. And I think it can be a very healthy thing, even though it's harsh. Sometimes reality is harsh. It's kind of how it is, and he's using that instead of doing the opposite. And
not just for people, it's mostly for me, and it's part of my own. It's like, it's cathartic to see myself in like sweating, like trying to do a headstand and falling, or looking glam for an event, and everything between. So being authentic and like showing up as I am, whether people like it or not, or expecting it or not, is an exercise in self-love. It helps me accept myself. I was really shy as a kid, and also, you know, overweight or fat. I think the misconception is that I wasn't intelligent and that I was lazy. Like, that's a lot of the bullying I got, right? Yeah, I don't think I dealt with it well. It wasn't until later in life where I started to kind of reject that narrative.
Weight loss programs are toxic.
what?
Fitness promoters are promoting these weight loss programs or these diets that aren't working for everyone. And it's kind of sad to see because it's really affecting people and like the way they see fitness and health, and it's toxic.
I think, and the focus is always, seems to be like, just lose the weight, just lose the weight,
just
lose the weight, and then you'll be.
Honestly, just make the word toxic like an accepted like slur or something, so people just stop using it. I think toxic has no meaning anymore, and the word is so botched that just remove it entirely from the internet. It's
be happy and everything will be okay, and you'll feel good, and you'll finish that. But it's like, whoa.
This isn't toxic. That's not what I mean. That's not what it means, though.
And I could still be miserable.
Personally, in my journey, one of my biggest points is I do not use a scale.
How am I sheltered?
Goals to me are limitations.
I'm not saying like removing because it hurts me. It's because it's useless.
AKA complacent. You're like, oh, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds and then I'm good. And so I don't focus on the weight. I focus on everything else. I focus on, getting out of bed, that routine of going to the gym, the routine of eating healthy, that normal feeling of like a caloric deficit and things like that.
That's a good way to do it too. I'm a fitness trainer too, and I tell my clients, I'm like, the scale really doesn't tell you much. You're gonna fluctuate. It's water weight, it's a lot to it. You gotta look at yourself in the mirror. You gotta see those physical changes.
Then what do you do then?
I think it's the physical changes, because I'm gonna be straight up, I probably had body dysmorphia for a little bit.
Weight loss
and I would
programs?
always like check myself in the mirror.
Isn't that a broad term for having a plan
I would check
to
myself
lose
because I
weight?
wanted to keep a six-pack because the fitness industry told me that I needed a six-pack. You hear fitness influencer and like the first thing you think is like weight loss program, selling a course. And I purposely wore this shirt this morning just to see like if there would be any extra bias. One thing I noticed about fitness, being in this space for so long, is that just because you're into fitness doesn't mean you're into health.
Oh.
I told everyone that I dealt with body dysmorphia, and I think in terms of dealing with it, it's just learning that my value is not completely tied to my appearance. There's so many other things that I can see value in myself now. I really do enjoy the autonomy I have over my own health and my own wellness.
Okay.
I have suffered from eating disorders.
Well, I mean, if you put yourself in a scenario where you're a fitness influencer, well, of course you're gonna feel like things around you make you feel like your body is your value, pretty much. I feel like
I didn't realize it until a couple years after, but I was tracking like every food. I did track calories, macros. Man, I had my scale and I would bring it like to the college's dining hall. I would like weigh everything, and it would get to the point where I would either eat before going out, like if I knew my friends were gonna go out to eat, I would eat at home so I could measure all the food out, put it into MyFitnessPal, and then go out and not eat with them. Or I would probably just not go out at all.
Food and fitness really took over my life for a few years. I was super, super obsessed with just, getting that goal weight or looking good and everything like that. And I found myself just super depressed. And I didn't eat the foods I wanted to eat, and I over-exercised, and I wasn't myself. It was just a horrible point in my life, and I had to go see a doctor. I had to get that help. Mentally, I wasn't there. So these things are real. Like, this stuff happens, and people don't reach out enough.
The last time I had really restricted my eating, I needed to lose like almost 30 pounds in like 11 days, and I did that. And I stepped on the wrestling mat and I had absolutely no strength. I had no energy, no strength. I got whooped. I got tossed up and down the mat. And then after that, I told myself that I would never do it again. But of course, out of bad habits, I just picked up another bad habit and then began to enjoy binge eating. And then it was like, okay, well, now I'm not restricting anything and now everything goes.
And how are you now?
Now I'm much better. Therapy, medication, everyday practicing, doing the right kinds of things. I'm much better now.
I suffered from an eating disorder. I had childhood trauma, and it took me until my adulthood to realize I was pacifying with food, and that's something that was taught to me. And then on the other end of that, with extreme dieting, like I did the HCG protocol, where you eat 500 calories a day and give yourself an injection for months on end. And so I have done the full spectrum.
The 500 calorie diet, was that something with like a medical professional that they
scary.
recommended?
The fuck is that?
Yeah,
I mean, how was that? Like, I can.
it was traumatic. It drove me into a spiral. Like, I can relate to what you're saying about like bringing your scale and eating before you went out with your friends, because that was me. It's really, it's taken so much time for me to get to a point to even know what I like to eat. And it took me until like 25, 30 to even realize, okay, I don't actually like eating that. I actually don't like this. I like this. And it's been really healing to like reclaim my relationship with food and to say like, okay, this is what I like and this is what makes me feel really good.
As a fitness influencer, what are some things I can do that helps out the other side, which would be fat influencers? What are like certain things that you guys promote that you could see me promoting?
Really want people to stop looking at fat people and all of a sudden becoming medical professionals and telling me about high blood pressure and diabetes, because again, you're not a medical professional, right? Let's let the fat people do the mukbangs too, Like, if you want to do one, that is so cool. But if a fat person wants to do one, let us just do it in peace. That would be my takeaway. Because you never know what we're doing behind the scenes. You don't know how many therapists, how many doctors, dietitians. You have no idea how many things that we've had.
I want to know a little bit more about the beauty standard on, we're in 2021 and it's not like back in the day now. Are we making the right direction? Is that good?
I think it's reactive. It's good. Visibility is important. I've talked about this before earlier. I think that we all deserve to be represented, no matter what we look like. No matter what.
Yeah, but that's not really how it came across, though. The way it came across is like, if you're not a pro at this, don't say anything. Sometimes like common sense.
Status of our health. We should all see ourselves in the world. So I think, there is progress being made. There are brands that are making sizes that more people can wear. We are seeing body diversity on magazines and things like that, but it's very reactive and it's very tied into commerce and marketing. Yeah. So is it real? I don't know, but it's part of our culture and it's slowly shifting for whatever reason, like regardless. It will eventually have an impact on society.
Well, don't give unsolicited advice. I mean, that goes everywhere on the internet, but it'll never stop because that's something people do, even in real life. It's something people do on the internet. Unsolicited advice goes in every fucking realm of any video or piece of content ever.
Society as a whole. So yes and no.
Is it going to promote people to think it's okay to be overweight?
Here's the thing, people have been fat since people have existed.
Yeah.
I don't think that showing us as we are is going to have a negative impact. We are here. We have always been here. You can go to the Louvre and see sculptures of fat people. Fat people have always been around.
Being a fitness influencer, it's good to see that perspective from everyone too. We all have our differences, but as long as we stay on the path that we want to stay on, healthy, mentally, physically, emotionally, we're going to be okay. And it's okay to get help. It always is okay to get help.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, interesting. Okay, next video. Yeah, that was odd. That's alright. That's alright. Yeah, cool, man. Man, oh, what's up, comments?
Hey, y'all.
It's Nick. Okay. Yeah, everybody likes Nick. Yeah, Nick was kind of cool. Okay. What? Oh, I was in the middle. Fudge. Okay, next. Give me the love.